it's you. You alone?
Yeah, how you doing?
Fucking great. What you think?
Yeah, it's hard living with the past, huh?
Yeah, especially when the president's turned into an asshole. Psh, fucking bitch. Nobody wants to roll with me no more. It's like I'm tainted.
If it wasn't for Dwayne Forge, the North Holland Hustlers wouldn't even be a thing. Being a real deal back in the day, he shaped the art of drug dealing, even shaping the mind of a once young book-smart kid. But ghetto drug dealer or not, he isn't without standards, being very caring and protective to his homies. Not to mention he has quite the sophisticated taste.
Yo, man, since I got out, I can't get enough of fancy restaurants. I'm excited about this shit. This club. I'm talking a real gentleman's place. It's called the Triangle Club on Drill Street in Bohan. I'm talking real class, you know what I'm saying?
Now a shell of a man who's lost everything, Dwayne, still clinging to the past, struggles to progress further in life, let alone find the will to live. And don't even get me started on the loneliness.
Hey, man, did you just call me?
No, man. Must have been someone else.
Yeah, must have been. I was in the shower and I heard the phone ringing, so I thought you might have called or something. My bad. Later.
So in today's video, we'll dive a little deeper into Dwayne's history, and learn where it all went wrong for this once powerful drug lord of North Holland. Dwayne was born in North Holland 1973. More specifically, Westminster Towers, as in the harsh drug-filled projects of North Holland. Growing up, he and his mother were abused by his father, who was an illiterate drug-dealing pimp. But Dwayne always had his mother to depend on, even as she tried her hardest to keep his father happy, only to be repaid with more beatings. It all came to an end one day when his father was killed on his own doorstep for ripping off other drug dealers, to which Dwayne admitted to feeling incredibly hollow about, but at the same time relieved. As a child, Dwayne had dreams of being a cop, but this being the 80s, black cops were widely discouraged. He couldn't even get a regular job due to lack of school education, and was even homeless at one point. The only opportunity he had available to him was dope dealing, which he quickly found himself very talented at, on top of being quite intimidating.
Step the fuck off, bitch!
So Dwayne went on to run a crack cocaine empire between 1988 and 1999. And from that point on, Dwayne, being only a teenager at that time, had the kind of success any drug dealer could only dream to have. Making $50,000 per week. Had many apartments stuffed with money and banknotes. Invested in the entertainment sector by buying the Triangle Strip Club in Bohan, as well as a few pawn shops in Liberty and Alderney City. And at the time, had more of the purest product than anyone else in Algonquin due to his connections. Dwayne may have been everything a pusher could only dream of, but he ended up learning the hard way that with great power comes great paranoia. For you see, Dwayne had lots of haters, and this level of envy made it hard for him to get close to anyone. So he couldn't even relish in his own success because of this, and became very bitter, depressed, and distrustful of others, which also got in the way of him wanting to one day settle down and start a family, which he can't even do anyway because he's a drug dealer. The only two people he had that were close to him at the time was his girlfriend Charisse, whom he spoiled with cars, houses, apartments, and bank accounts. Damn, this bitch is spoiled. And his surrogate son and child prodigy, Trey Stewart, now known as Playboy X. Sometime in the late 90s, one of the members of the Hustlers, Javon Simpson, became an informant to avoid arrest for his own actions, and ratted out Dwayne, getting him arrested. Despite this, Dwayne still ran his gang within prison, making sure his girlfriend was taken care of. For the time he was in prison, he was put on suicide watch and went through a lot of therapy. He also began to reflect on his decision to become a dealer, feeling some regret with his life choice, and began to see it as a blessing and a curse. Because although it gave him everything he could ever dream of, it was ultimately not what he wanted to do with his life. Around this time, Playboy X took leadership of the Hustlers, and from then on, everything started to change. It wasn't just about crack anymore. Playboy also branched out to other drug sales, as well as getting involved with organized crimes, and even legitimate domains, like the music and real estate industry. By 2004, Playboy stopped associating himself with his former mentor, no longer visiting him in prison, and even took over the strip club with his new associates, the Tranches brothers. It's also implied that Dwayne could have potentially been released from prison a lot sooner, as while inside, he was bribed with all sorts of deals by the authorities if he snitched on other drug dealers. But Dwayne wasn't going out like that, preferring to take it to his grave than live on with that reputation. In 2008, Dwayne is finally released from prison. Upon being welcomed by Playboy at his penthouse, Dwayne instantly sees through his facade, and Playboy continues to keep his distance, instead hiring Nico to babysit Dwayne for him. As Nico gets to know Dwayne, he not only begins to sympathize with him, but connect with him, as they are very much alike in terms of perspective and struggles. And he connects with Dwayne to the point where he decides to unconditionally help him rebuild his life. So the first thing Nico does for him is kill off Javon, the same guy who got Dwayne put in prison, who not only owes him money now, but also stole his girlfriend Charisse, whose fate can be determined by the player. And they meet at a Cluck and Bell where Nico gives him his money after doing the deed. Next, he helps Dwayne reclaim his strip club from the Tranches brothers, which also acted as his base of operation. When Playboy finds out, he soon comes to see Dwayne as a threat to his success and hires Nico to have him killed. Simultaneously, Dwayne suspects Playboy of wanting him dead and begs Nico to have him killed in exchange for Dwayne's everlasting loyalty. So with both men hiring Nico to kill the other, that just leaves a choice to be made on which man it should be. If the player chooses to kill Dwayne after all, he doesn't even bother to fight back. Instead, he accepts his fate but takes every moment to shame Nico for his betrayal, including Playboy, who pulls a complete 180 even after paying Nico to do it. But if the player chooses to kill Playboy, this puts Dwayne back in position of power. He laments how it all had to come to this, but rewards Nico with the deed to Playboy's penthouse, not wanting to live there himself as he would be haunted by the memories of Playboy. He also becomes a friend that Nico can hang out with sometimes. And that was Dwayne Forge's history. If you enjoy the content I make, please continue to show your support for this channel and leave a comment telling me your thoughts.